This essay is about Inle Lake, which is in Myanmar. And it is an interesting lake because it has been able to blend kind of the past and the way the lake used to be like, the way they row across the lake and use boats. And then it blends the old way and the new way. And they have floating farms on Inle Lake. Name a vegetable and you can grow vegetables on Inle Lake. And Inle Lake is just, blah, blah, blah. It's a fascinating place. And I love that. I love Inle Lake. But I also love my family who live near Inle Lake. And I've been to Myanmar 3 times, and I've been to Inle Lake on 3 different tours. And if you add up all the time on the first, second, third tour that I've been on Inle Lake, I would bet anybody that I spent more time on Inle Lake than any other American. One is I love it, and I love it also because my family's around there. And so this is about Inle Lake, and it is also about it's about my granddaughter Titi. Titi was 9 years old when I first met her, and her mother, who was my tour guide on my first trip to Inle Lake, her mother had to pick up some piece of paper from the tour company about where I was going after I left Inle Lake. And she was very apologetic. She said, "Oh, it was going to take me 10 minutes, but I had to get this piece of paper." And but besides that, you can meet my daughter, and her name is Titi. We walked into the living room, and there's this 9-year-old. "Hi, my name is Titi. Do you want to play some games?" And we sat on their living room floor and played Scrabble. We were sitting on the floor for probably 45 minutes or an hour playing Scrabble and laughing and giggling. So I'm not sure exactly how long we actually played Scrabble. And they played a little differently than we do. She had a tablet and a pencil and wrote a word across the top of the page, and they gave me the pencil and the tablet, and I looked at it like, and she said, "I thought you knew how to play Scrabble." And I said, "Yeah, I know how to play Scrabble. I'll beat you. Don't worry about that." She really wasn't sure that I was capable of beating her. Titi's a firstborn, and she's very competitive. The reason I know that is that I'm a firstborn, but I wasn't really trying to beat her. I was just having fun, but she wanted to beat me. At the end of the game, she filled out one side of the page, flipped it over to the other side, and she said, "That's the end of the game." And I started to get up, and I was saying to her, "I really appreciated this time. We really had a lot of fun." Da 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 da. She says, "No, sit down, sit down. I have to add up the score." Dutifully, I sat down. And a minute later, she's already added up the score. And her eyes, she said, "I did beat you. I thought I could beat you. I did beat you." This is true. I stuck my finger right in her face and said, "Young lady, don't you ever forget that. You beat me in my language, in my game, in your country. Don't you ever forget that." 2 years ago when I was back there, I interviewed Titi. And Titi tells the same story about how upset I got about the game of Scrabble. TT is an amazing and smart young lady. And, grandparents often tend to be braggadocious about their grandchildren. And I am, but she is smart. When I was there during winter break a couple months ago, I attended a reception for her and a bunch of other students that had done well academically. And she won an award in mathematics for the entire state, Shen State, which is like the state of Illinois or Indiana. They had a statewide math exam. She came in number 1. I had 4 years in college, 4 years in grad school, 4 years in postgraduate school, and a bunch of other classes I took. Probably 270 or 280 hours post-high school. Do you know how many hours I spent in math? When I was there this last time, TT would go to school from like 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, have an hour or so, or 2 hours at dinner time, and then spend the rest of the evening till late in the evening being tutored by 1 or 2 of tutors that would prep her for what she was about to take, which is essentially what we would call college board exams. And one night that I was there, I happened to be there when the math teacher was leaving, and had a nice little chat with the math teacher, and she took off, and TT had a couple minutes before the next tutor came in. And TT had her sheet that she was working on during the tutorial. And she said, "Let me show you. This is, you'll understand this. This is the kind of math I'm doing." And she's showing me. I swear, I looked at that. The whole piece of paper, not 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, that size piece of paper. The entire paper was filled with some sort of equation. I had no idea what type of math it was. And I said, "Oh yeah, that's really great." TT is an amazing child. She knows math, she knows science, she's into the arts, she's very creative, she writes poetry, she designs things, she draws, she does everything. And she was preparing for college. And when I went home, she had another couple. She had to get the exam grades back from whatever the college board thing is in that country, and then she was going to decide on 1 or 2 different colleges. And it wasn't long after I got back that people in America were becoming aware of the coronavirus. And Johns Hopkins has a webpage with the entire world, and every place in the entire world you can put right in any country in the world that you want to. And in America, we still call the government, and officially we call Myanmar Burma. And we've done that with other countries. I mean, nobody calls Germany in Germany. You call it Deutschland. And it's just, we've gotten into a bad habit of making transliterating the words in English. But Myanmar, it used to be called Burma. And so every 2 or 3 times a day, I would check how many people were contracting COVID-19 in the United States, but also in Myanmar. Nothing. And I couldn't understand. And finally, one day, a couple weeks ago, it was, I saw the number 2, that 2 people contracted. Nobody died, but 2 people contracted. I emailed Momo a day or 2 later, and she emailed me back, and she said, well, it's going up higher than that, and the government has closed the entire country down. And I looked at it a couple of days ago, and it was like 88 people in the entire country, which means that there are more than 88 people who have coronavirus. But it's like the United States, we have numbers, but they're probably not even close to the number of people who have contracted coronavirus. So TT was going to go off to college. Now the government has closed down everything. And so everybody in that family, Momo and Coco, and their children are in their home basically 24/7, except for to go out and get groceries or what else they need. And so I wrote to TT and I said, I'm sorry about the coronavirus, and I'm sorry about you not going to college right now, but you will. And in the meantime, how would you like to do putting captions under all the pictures I've taken on my 3rd trip, most recently? She did the same thing for me on my 2nd trip. And so she has completed captions under Inle Lake. And if you, in the essay about the Inle Lake and TT, you'll see the link to go to travel, and you'll see Inle Lake. And that one she has already done, but in a couple of weeks, she'll probably do 1 or 2 each week. So there are only 6 hyperlinks up there on that index page right now, but they're probably close to 12. And in a couple of months, she'll have them all done. And then in the process, Sandy, my web administrator in Stockholm, will teach TT how to do web design. I mean, there's a saying in America, I wish I had my grandchildren first, which means that it's easier to love grandchildren because you don't have to watch them 24/7 like parents. And you can sit back and say there are important things in life and there are unimportant things. And at my age, I think that I know what's important, what's not, from my perspective. And so it makes much more fun to be with my grandchildren. And this is, if I keep this up, I'll go on and on. The 2nd trip, 2 years ago, I was there and spent a lot of time with the family, and next to the last day, I said to TT, I hate laptops. I have 2 large screen monitors in my home for my desktop. I wish I had 3 larger screens. But laptops are a pain in the neck to me. I cannot be that closed in on a monitor. And I said, the only reason I use this laptop is basically to save pictures and videos that I've done. And so what I'm going to do is take my laptop home, put it on my bookshelf, and not take it off the bookshelf until I come back again sometime. Or I can give you the laptop. And I said, if you were to take the laptop, tomorrow, you can ask your parents to help you get logged on to Gmail, and we can correspond back and forth. That was late in the evening. One of the parents took me to the hotel I was staying in, and the next morning, one of them picked me up, brought me over to, I said my home, over to their home, but it is my home. And Titi greeted me. She says, let me show you my email address. She said, I said, how did your parents really get that done for you quickly or something? She said, no, I did it myself. And I mention this every time when I talk about this laptop. I got an HP laptop that was touchscreen. She says, you've seen this, but this is really nice how you can enlarge it. Oh, yeah. Telling you the truth, I don't think I've ever used a touchscreen until that she was showing it to me. But Titi is a gifted child, and the issue about the laptops, it's really, so I gave her a laptop. The problem with the laptop, there's nothing wrong with the laptop, it's the reception, and the only way that she can get on the internet on the laptop is to have her father or mother with an iPhone nearby, and they pick up. And so if I'm so caring and loving about my 3 grandchildren and want them to have internet access with a laptop, what about the kids that go to school with them? And I asked Momo, I said, how many children have seen laptops? She said, well, less than 10% have seen them, and less than that do the parents have in the 2 schools where the 3 girls went to. And if, Myanmar is an emerging country, and the only way they're going to catch up to the rest of the world is via the internet and laptops for a generation. That's the reason I'm trying to raise $500,000 for laptops. It's hard enough for young girls to get equality in this world, in Myanmar or in the United States. And the only way they can get equality is to be more equal than males. And one of the ways that my 3 grandchildren and the children that go to school with them get equality is to get beyond where most guys, their peers, are. So, but I have to wait a while before I get back to Myanmar, but next time I hope to be able to bring back 1,250 laptops. So, appreciate your time watching, listening to this video, and reading this essay. And thanks again.